All right, so welcome to See the Stories. This is the signature segment of the 3-hour news show on See Today. Before we talk with our guest today, I want to ask you guys, where do you usually take your children to when it comes to outdoor activities? Maybe Alia, you can answer it first.
Once we were going on a glamping at Situ Gunung, so it was a very amazing experience. We had them on the waterfalls and going trekking and overnight at the glamping tent. So certainly it was a successful attempt on banning them from social media and also gadgets, which is one of the most important things. And also getting them to know the environment better.
Of course, don't take them to clubbing first yet.
Oh my God, that's going to be on Uncle Rory's side. So that's your
That's going to be my side, actually. Yeah. So what about you,
I've
Yanni?
never gone glamping before, but that's definitely on my list. But I usually take my kids to just a restaurant with a big garden, you know?
Outdoor
I can
area.
eat and they run around till they're tired.
Well, you can get away from them, but you still get them away from gadget. That's a very smart decision.
Yes, but have you seen the media lately? There was a father who took the kid who was under 5-year-old to a Mount Kerinci hike.
Oh, wow. So
Yes.
there's a video on social media. This is what Alia is speaking about. This content has been circulating showing a father taking his child to Mount Kerinci. Let's have a look.
Exactly.
The video shows the father leading the child to walk the steep and rocky mountain trail. It also shows the hazy and windy weather in the mountain. And the child is said to be 2 years old and has been hiking the mountain since 5 months old. The video has generated various reactions from the internet. Now, to delve more about outdoor play guide for children, we will invite our guest today to the studio, pediatrician Dr. Kurniawan Satria Dental.
Please come in,
Welcome,
doctor. Hello,
please.
welcome. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for coming to see today.
Nice to meet you, please.
too. Yes.
Well, unfortunately, this is not an outdoor setting, but we're going to talk about how is best to prepare our kids to go on an outdoor activity. So you know that the dad that went to Mount Kerinci with the kid, right?
Yeah. I've noticed that.
So we want to know, with regards to our previous information that we played on the video, at what age can actual children be taken to an outdoor setting or outdoor activities?
Well, actually, kids can already start engaging in outdoor activities since, of course, early in their age. But,
Like a week or something?
Maybe 2 or 3
3 months.
3 months.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You know, as early as possible, but of course, depending on their age and their capacity, their development. Of course, if they are only like 1 or 2 months, the outdoor activity maybe only like easy strolling in the afternoon or maybe
Yanni
in
does
the morning.
that.
Yeah,
I know.
something like that. But as the children get older and older, of course, the outdoor activity become more and more engaging.
All right, okay, that's interesting.
You know, I was so happy that we're going to have a doctor on our show
Yeah.
to check how I'm doing with my voice.
Yeah.
But he's a pediatrician, so you can't really check on me.
You were once a child, so yeah, it's okay.
So doctor, you said that it's okay for babies up to maybe 3 months. You know, we take them out to outdoor activities. But even if the kids are allowed to play in outdoor activities, how long and how intense should they be per week? Can I take them out every day?
Yes, of course, if they can, and it will be depending on, of course, the situation, the weather, the outdoor activity, what kind of outdoor activity, and it will be depend on the situation and the capacity of the children, the kids. If they're not really well or comfortable, then we don't need to push or force them to do the activity.
Yeah, you see how Jakarta is now having the air quality that is not
Yes.
so comfortable. So do you think it's wise enough to take the babies out just for a sunlight or the kids out to the playground, maybe in the middle of the city?
Yeah.
Because we have quite some playgrounds as well, right?
I always say that, mention this to my patients or the parents of my patient, that planning is everything when you do activity with your children, especially when you're in a big city like Jakarta.
Yeah.
So make sure that the outdoor, the weather is good enough, air quality, because nowadays it's easy for us to monitor what's happening outside,
Yeah.
right? So if the air quality is not really good, or it's not really advisable to do, even for adult to do outdoor activity, meaning that the baby or the children also is not advisable to do outdoor activity. And then of course the weather, and then what kind of activity, and then the condition of the children also need to be considered by the parents.
Okay.
Now, I have two kids. One is 7 years old and the other one is only 8 months old. So I want to know, can you explain more about the concept and ideas of outdoor play for different ages, like for babies, for toddlers, for preschoolers, like what can they do?
The concept of different age in outdoor activity is actually rely on their developmental stage. So like 8 months, they haven't able to walk yet.
Yeah, they
Maybe
crawl.
they just only like a crawl.
Yeah.
And then so the outdoor activity we design for them is the one that maybe just around the house, or maybe the backyard or something like that. But as the older they get, say they able to walk already, then we can go to the park, and then when they can run already, or they hike already, then we can go further in their type of outdoor activity. So it's really depending on the developmental stage of the children and the comfort level. We don't forget the comfort level of the children also.
Well, the children are usually very comfort playing outside, but sometimes the parents are a bit paranoid, because don't take them outside because there are a lot of mosquitoes, for example, or it's gonna rain, or it's dirty outside. These things. Do you think those are the things that we need to keep the children from, or do you think those things are where the children can actually learn from and maybe build their immune system or whatever it is?
Well, we need to be wise as parents that we yes, the kids need outdoor activity also, but yes, we have to keep them safe. So when we decide children to do their outdoor activity or not, always make sure that the safety is the paramount. The safety of them, that they don't get sick of outdoor activity, they don't get injured of outdoor activity. But basically, they need outdoor activity because it's part of the stimulation actually.
What stimulations do they learn from outdoor activities?
Well, from outdoor activity, it's a multi-sense stimulation. When we go out, there is a light, there is a sense of smell, there is a different texture of grass, of the sand. That kind of activity, that kind of stimulation is actually enrich the brain of the children. So we need that. And it's not only for the stimulation, but also for the well-being in a whole, like for the healthy, like the good quality of air. If we go to the outdoor, they will have good air quality. So it will become not only for the stimulation development, but also for the health, also for their communication and interaction with others. It's a one package as a whole, actually.
Their communication with the nature.
The communication
as well.
So what you just said is the benefits of having all these kids to play outdoors, right?
Yes.
But what might happen if a child is considered too late in starting outdoor activities?
There is such
What
thing.
can happen to them?
Well, of course, lack of stimulation would be one of them. Children with a lack of stimulation tend to have a delayed developmental stage.
Slower milestone.
Slower milestone. Or maybe in the long run, maybe we will see, because I noticed the differences between, interesting, right? I noticed the differences
between. Is he going to
between,
describe my kid?
especially for the school-age kids, when we can see easily differentiate between one or to another. So, like the kids that get already used to the outdoor activity or interact with the environment, usually they will become more active and they learn more eagerly They have very curious set of mind, something like that. But for those who always keep indoor or maybe play with the gadget, usually they become more self-centered, and it's difficult for them to interact with other people. So that's kind of thing.
But we went through pandemic, and then the kids
we're
had
kept
to
at
stay
home.
inside more than they should. Do you think that's one of the reasons too?
Yeah, that's what I noticed also because of the pandemic, because of the the lockdown for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I can see the pattern already. I can see different. The pediatrician. I think most of the pediatrician in Indonesia can observe and notice already the differences between the preschool kids before the pandemic and the preschool kids after the pandemic. So it's become a pattern. So now what we are trying to do is, the pandemic is over.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Get the kids outside.
and then interact with as many people as possible, but stay safe, and then don't need to go to Mount Kerinci, of course, to do that.
Yeah, that's right. So now that we talked about we went out of the pandemic, hopefully there's no more such a thing like that anymore. But the kids need some kind of an adjustment, right? I remember the first time I took the kids out again on the car, they said, I feel like my stomach is not that comfortable anymore, Mama, because they were never in the car for the past like 3 months or something. They were at home. So what do you think are the preparations, or maybe we have to bring some kind of a medicines or equipments or anything just to prepare them, to be ready to play outside?
If they never do it's not a common thing for them to go outside. Then when we decide to go outside, meaning that we have to do in little gradually. So maybe not after this we go to like Sentul for a hiking or somewhere very far, but maybe we can start from our backyard. Maybe we can start from the park near the house, and then after that gradually, when we can see that their comfort level is and they're more confidence, and we can go further. What I notice also, like now, yes, the kids, they hesitate, especially right after the pandemic. The kids really hesitate to just go outdoor or maybe enjoy the time at the park, because it's strange a concept for them to go outside. But after they can feel that it's amazing experience, they can play, they can go more fun with that. They become more confident, and then after that we can go further and further. But of course, the preparation is always paramount, So make sure the weather is okay, make sure it's the clothes is okay, make sure we go with the right preparation, and of course always ready for if something happen, like if injured happen, if they get sick, we always ready.
Yeah, talking about those sounds like some risks, right? When you take your kids outdoors. So what are actually the potential risks, and what should we be ready for, as parents?
Yeah, the potential risks, there are two actually, potential risks. The risk of getting sick after that, or the risk of getting injured during the activity, right? So those things that we have to be prepared. Like for the sickness, maybe it's not right away. Yeah. So we have to make sure that our kids get a really strong body. They get immune system. They get vaccinated. They get good food, maybe good supplement if needed. And then for the injury, then we have to make sure that it's easily accessible for us to do the first aid or go to the nearest health facility if anything happens.
I don't know about your time, but I remembered when I was a child, my mom usually took me out just on the backyard, on the rainy, day, because she likes gardening. So I was there as well, like on a rainy day, and I usually enjoy. So I want to ask whether it's a good thing or not, but stay tuned, right? Because our conversation with Dr. Denta will continue after the break, so don't go anywhere.